Did you know that the start virtual camera button is right next to the start recording button? Oh, Interwebs. Hello and welcome back to Unnecessary and Harmful Niji Sanji's Demise Part 2. I got really... This is gonna surprise none of you in the comment section. I can already see them. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got pretty far into recording this. And then I discovered, what I mentioned at the top of the video. So... I can do this. I think I'm in purgatory. I just have to keep watching this fucking video over and over again, and it's so goddamn cringe. Okay, anyways. Before we get into today's episode, I do want to give a potential trigger warning. The following material discusses very serious topics, including but not limited to gaslighting, manipulation, attempts at self-game overs, and I'm afraid of what else. If you are feeling at all potentially vulnerable to any of these topics today, or any other day, or any day that you're watching this, please take some time for yourself today especially, and do something for you. Go ahead and skip this one. I'll see you in another video. It's okay. I will dig through the shit for you. You don't have to do it. Da-ba-da-ba. I also may speak critically at times of both Niji Sanji and the talents in this video, and potentially any talents named. However, any statements on my part are that of an indie VTuber from the sidelines, and very far out on the sidelines from that aspect. And the word allegedly is the word of the day, and is implied heavily throughout this video. Because again, and all together now, don't sue Foxy, okay? Thanks! This is just my opinion, and that's where it lies. Finally, and I cannot stress this enough, no one on any side should be harassed, regardless of how passionate the feelings may be. My goal in reacting to this video is to provide a friend to watch it with, a little bit of a proxy to kind of absorb some of the icky so you don't have to go through it, alone, because ew. But also to provide the perspective of somebody, again, far on the outside and on the way nowhere to this scene in a public face. So please understand that, again, my opinions are just that of an indie VTuber, and they are only opinions. Also, if anybody of here is your Oshi, sorry, maybe you don't want to watch this one. I gotta be honest though, guys, I just don't know if I'm ready for the cringe, It's a lot, and I've already seen some of it, and that's better. For those of you on Team F Valentine's Day, I got you, boo. I'll be your heartbreaker. Rawr. What can I say? I come prepared. Alright, let's get into this cringe fest. Now, before we get into the video itself, I do want to read Doki Bird's statement that was just dropped this morning on February 14th. Also, personally speaking, I had planned to do this outfit reveal today. I am not dramatizing the outfit reveal because I think this shit is more serious and deserves a little bit more tact. So I apologize for the lack of ooh, shiny, la 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 la. It is what it is. It was timed for when it was timed. It also kind of fit the mood because, frankly, I could cut a bitch, but it is what it is, so I apologize if it seems untactful to do it in the first place. I'm doing my best here. I've only got time for so many videos a week. Yeah, and let's go. Statement that Doki Bird released this morning. I was ready to move on. I had made my last statement and I haven't looked at anything regarding my past for a full week. I didn't look at anything regarding legal documents or anything regarding my situation since I moved back to Doki. I wanted to be hopeful for the future and never interact with that site again. So to see it all come back and reopen a wound that I was ready to heal from and to have to talk to my lawyer again on how to respond. The document mentioned was at first made to document my thoughts and history with evidence so that my lawyer can see the general picture of what was going on and if there were issues that should be addressed. It was first made during my darkest time mentally, and I wrote everything on my mind little by little at that time. I made the document thinking that it was never going to be public to anyone but to my lawyer. Although it was a document filled with my personal information as well as privacy information that should not be public, there were no other addresses or specific locations mentioned. Regarding a recording, this was not intended to be anything other than a distribution test for planning of a collaborative event between two people, which happened to be left over from one test recording, and I never recorded any other conversations with anyone. The recording was never shown anywhere, even in a legal setting, and there are no other records. However, I regret that it was mentioned, and I am sorry to all parties affected for the misunderstanding in this. I requested that I just wanted to move on. Sometimes I didn't hear anything for days from the lawyers on the other side and felt like I'd be alone and isolated for a long time. It made it so hard for me mentally. On February 5th, my lawyer discussed and said it would be best to show the document I wrote to the other lawyers, as we have not heard from them for a week or any negotiation talks or given a meeting to discuss after my request to part. It was never intended to be used for anything else. I've asked my lawyer to convey that and have communication that the document as it was written wasn't going to be released anywhere, and my lawyer did so when sending the document. Less than 2 hours after my lawyer sent the document, the termination notice came out. I'm gonna read that again. Less than 2 hours after her lawyer sent the document, they dropped the termination notice. I was very shocked, but thought that was the last time I will hear or think about the document, and that this, personally in my own opinion, was the end of the lawyers and legal involvement. All of the communication was done between lawyers and Japanese. Things are not black and white, and everything gets more complicated and muddled when lawyers are involved in a different country. When things are conveyed to multiple parties through different degrees of communication, everything turns into different narratives and different translations. I thought it was over, and I've accepted what happened and ready to move on. Everything I posted to the public about the situation was a response. If it was a month ago, it will have been different as I was angry, but I was also very alone in my head. But it's not a month ago, and I've accepted it. I wanted to be neutral and private, but now the whole world is involved and the public is watching every step that happens. I am not perfect and I have faults. I had to watch my dad cry and break down in front of me for the first time in my life last night. Despite everything that has happened, please show kindness to all parties involved. There are real people behind the monitors. One of the reasons why I wanted this to be private is that the internet can be a cruel place, and I knew this would happen the moment this type of notice drops. What I didn't reveal to anyone, and only my parents and therapist knew, was that it was not one attempt, but two, which happened a few weeks after the first. My parents found me in time after searching for me for hours before anything happened. I was in a really dark place, and I do not wish this to anyone. No one should go through what I went through. I reveal this now not for pity, but to state that no life, no matter what, should be risked for ego or winning anything. There are no winners in this. Please don't make it like high school. Treat everyone like adults and with some empathy and kindness. For those of you who wish to see receipts or documents or anything else, hoping I will reveal them, I'm sorry, but these are the things that should be private and if needed between lawyers. Revealing private documents and talking about details within will only just make things worse and more complicated as outside parties get involved and will just hurt everyone. No one deserves to be pushed over the edge. So many people have got hurt and involved even if they were innocent bystanders. In the end, I will always be here to respond, and that is the only thing I will do in public. I hope this will be the last statement I have to make. It is then translated in Japanese below it. So, all of this in mind, the big takeaways here, aside from, again, don't harass anybody. You're not clever. You're not funny. You're just putting gas on a fire that's already burning to the ground. It's going without your assistance. You don't need to do shit here. Okay, here we go. There's about 15 to 20 seconds of silence in the start, so I'm just going to skip that for us.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to us today. Fox and Ike are also present here with me, and we would like to take some time to address the events surrounding Zelentatsuki's contract termination.
Hi, everyone.
I'm pausing already, I know. Whether this was management telling them to do this, they got the okay from management either way. Hey, when I started recording this video, or when I thought I was recording this video and wasn't actually, I was gonna go in really hard on this. I was gonna rip these responses line by line and go through them. But in the sake of not continuing to spread toxicity, I will instead link the original video below. The reasoning for this is kind of twofold, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to listen to it again. I'm not saying that from like, no, heard it. I'm saying that from like, I have to believe these people are better than this, can be better than this, aren't really this. And it makes me sad. I will warn you, if you do decide to go listen to these for yourself, it could potentially make you sad. It could potentially upset you. I don't know why they say a lot of the things they say. I don't like the word claims when they further then go on to prove the thing that they're saying that she claimed. A lot of the word choices, a lot of the attitudes about it are harmful and frightening. But we're going to move on. I was gonna make this a 3-parter. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this is gonna be the last part. I think we're gonna go through the CEO of Niji Sanji's response and just leave it at that, because while I will agree to not speak on the responses of the talents, at this point, depending on what happens in the future with a certain other talent that they have, that yeah, but we're not going there right now. The CEO, however, I will hold fully responsible, because you create the work environment. You are the one that maintains the environment itself. So let's have some accountability, shall we? Accountability is the first step to making amends, in my opinion, and I intend to hold this person at the very least accountable. Okay, I have postponed this as long as I possibly can. Let's go. Oh.
Hello, I'm Rick Tazumi, CEO of Enicara Inc. I'm making this video to speak directly to you, the fans of Nisanji EN, and everyone who supports the VTuber industry. First of all, I deeply apologize for causing concern to many people. Please allow me this time to address your concerns. First, let me apologize for a misunderstanding caused by the notice published on our investor relations page on February 7th. After announcing the termination of Seren's contract, we received questions from investors regarding the impact this would have on company performance.
Okay. What this doesn't address, though, is why you decided to fire her a couple hours after she sent you that document. Why? A whole host of things. There's so much here that we're not apologizing for, that what we are apologizing for is pathetically small. Like, what about the fact that we can't trust any of your livers' actual, like, social media accounts to potentially be not them? Like, oh my, okay, I'm good.
The notice was published to respond to investors. In the notice, we unfortunately used the expression negligible to describe performance impact.
Yup, you sure did.
Our wording lacked consideration for the situation and caused Nissan EN fans and everyone who supports the VTuber industry to feel that Enicara Inc. undervalued the impact of Seren's contract termination, or Seren herself.
Okay, but also, seems less than negligible though. So even from, this was for our investors' standpoint, you lied? Uh-oh.
I deeply regret this outcome and will be rethinking how our communication in English is done. Without a
That's a
doubt,
start.
Seren was integral to the growth of Nisanji. As a
Until
company,
she wasn't.
it is truly unfortunate that our relationship ended the way it did.
Great. Why did
We
it?
regret that the notice we published on February 7th was worded this way.
You're not there again. Like, there's so many things in this to apologize for. If we're growing, like, chronologically, you missed the part where you forgot to let her know that you were terminating her. You missed a lot of steps here. Okay, I'm trying, guys.
We made
I
it sound
swear.
like our company does not value the hard work of our drivers.
You don't.
I deeply apologize. Next, I will address the feedback to our announcement which led to the idea that Anycrow Inc. may not be providing a safe environment where the drivers can maintain good mental health.
The idea of it, but you almost lost one of your livers to self harm. Yeah, let's talk about the idea of it not being a very safe environment. Let's talk about the idea of it.
We take full responsibility for this situation, where not only Anycrow Inc. but also our drivers are receiving hurtful messages. I deeply
So he's really sorry that this situation has caused their livers and management to receive negative messages. But the one Selene had to, that environment that Selene had to deal with, no, that's actually part of the program. It's just part of what you do, here at Niji Sanji En. Oh my god, this is not a great statement. And I understand, like, there's some things that are going to be lost in translation considering that, there's two different languages at play here. But at the same time, if your translators are this bad, get new ones. You can afford it, yacht boy.
apologize to our rivals and to everyone who supports them. Company actions have led to the distress of our rivals, and we are taking this situation very seriously. Please understand that some rivals may choose to temporarily step back from social media.
But don't worry, we'll
The
post for him
management
anyways.
team continues to communicate with rivals to provide any and all support in every way they can. We will be implementing several new internal systems to ensure that the rivals can resume streaming activities while maintaining their well-being. Also, by establishing things such as better reporting systems, we aim to create an environment where we can better identify and resolve issues more quickly. Next, I would like to address the concern.
So I'm gonna be honest, for the livers that they do still have under their wing, I guess that's good. But it's still a lot of talk about these systems and implementations that we'll see if it happens because you promised change before, bud. This is also. Is it now that I point out the fact that you're trying to argue that you're not a black company and wearing a black suit in front of a black background? Any color as long as it's black, huh?
That has been raised by fans who have been supporting the VTuber community regarding whether Anycrow Inc. has been supporting Nisanji enough. Regarding YouTube content, we did not have official programs available until fall last year. Other than content for the 3D event in July and the cancelled Nisanji Air Live Colors in February last year, there has been a lack of 3D live content.
So we're admitting this?
However, In the meantime, we have spent the past year recruiting and working on strengthening the EN staff so we can better provide content for Nisanji EN.
Okay, cool. So instead of spending the money on content for you guys with the content creators you already enjoy, you know, the tools they already have in place, they're going to go ahead and spend that money on new management for more red tape. I got that right? Okay. Weird PR move, but go ahead.
Since last year, we have also started multiple new projects that are still in progress. In addition
What
to
does that even
supporting
mean?
rivals on activities, we hope this will help improve our Nisanji EN content offerings. One of them is the game event stream that was scheduled to be held on the 11th. However, considering the situation after recent events, this event is being delayed so that we can properly direct our full attention to reviewing and ensuring the quality of our rivals' well-being.
Are we going to address the fact that Selene had to spend $200,000 last year as Selene to fund the events and activities that she wanted to do? No? Okay. So when you're talking about reviewing and ensuring the quality of the library's well-being, we're talking about anyone who will play ball with you, not the ones who were more difficult to work with, I suppose. It also is reeking of guys, we're good now. Everything's better now. You can't judge me based off of what I did a week ago. Come on, I'm a new person. Okay. When does he pull out the ukulele?
As a company, we intend to do everything in our ability to support Nisanji EN and meet the fans' expectations. Finally, I apologize for not just recent events, but also pre-existing areas that needed our attention. Our rivals are irreplaceable, each and every one of them. Beyond being business partners, they are the most important individuals that we must protect as a company.
But you just
To
admitted that you
everyone
didn't
who
take care
has
of them
and
for a year.
continues to support the rivals, I am very sorry that situations were allowed to arise where our dedication to their well-being was not clear. I feel that this should never be the case. Once more, personally and on behalf of our company, I apologize to you all for causing concern. As Enikara Inc., we will do everything we can to ensure that we create
wait, you're not
and
done,
maintain
right? Like,
an
I know he's
environment
wrapping up, but we've
where
forgotten
the
a big
rivals
apology
can
here.
succeed in their creative endeavors.
Oh, no, you forgot. No, you didn't forget. Okay. That was a legal choice. Do not apologize to the person. Like, he literally apologized to anyone and everyone. Like, he's like, if you use the internet, I'm super sorry. Unless your name is fucking Doki Bird. Fuck you. What the fuck was that? So, in terms of this drama, where does that leave us? Us specifically, I'm gonna try to leave it here. Honestly, I truly am. I will do my best to move on from this and not make any more fucking videos. However, this is the last time I'm pulling this punch. This is the last time I'm going to pull this punch. I'm pulling the punch out of respect to Doki Bird and what she is trying to build, and in respect to her community and her desire to move forward and move on and not let this continue to be part of the landscape of the world of VTubing right now. But again, I'm watching the scroll accounts pretty close. Your move, Niji. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you like the content here. We don't always just do the most depressing fucking shit to happen to VTubing. Sometimes we do body cam stuff. We do Karens. We watch a lot of shit. I'm gonna be honest. They're pretty eclectic. Happy Valentine's Day to all of my chain gang. You are not alone on Valentine's Day. You have a me. Nah. Blessings on your vices. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Gang gang.